We're live. Hi,
You're
friends.
live.
28 minutes for 28 days.
And my camera is not working on my laptop today, so we're both on the same screen.
Did you enjoy that little smile? That was great. All right. Q is also here with us.
Hi, everybody.
Here, we're going to spin it around.
Oh, good.
There
Hi,
she
everybody.
is. And we are hanging out tonight after a fun-filled day at Fiber Fun in the SIP here in Vicksburg, Mississippi. So, if you've been following along, then you know that I've been working on my skirt. I did like 6 rows today.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a little rose, dude.
28 minutes worth?
Oh yeah, definitely. I have already crafted for 28 minutes. I did like 30 minutes of knitting, 40 minutes of knitting, and then I also did another 30 minutes or so of spinning.
Nice.
So I have been. That's fun though. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm actually getting ready to do a increase round on my skirt. So
Nice.
still
Scooby
increasing.
Thank you very much.
What? Oh, on Instagram. On Instagram. Okay. Anyway, so I'm really hoping tomorrow that Ba Humble will come by. I heard that she might come by the show. And tell me all the magicalness that is in this apple cider donuts hand cream that she had, hand salve. You want to try some?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really great. It was on Cesium had it on their truck from Indian Tangled, and I really like it.
Wow.
So, and I believe they are local to here. So I am not positive on that, but I think that's true. Dean is going to be sharing pictures today.
I will,
Maybe,
as soon as
if
my
we have
pictures
any.
sync, and I don't know if yours are synced or not.
I'm not sure I actually took any today. Oh wait, I did some videos. Let's see here.
That's nice.
So yeah, terribly exciting days around here.
Oh, yeah.
It's sinking. Okay.
Thank you. Wow, it smells good. Yummy.
So we don't really have a ton to talk about today, other than we got to see really awesome people like Jackie from Crochet HD.
Oh, my gosh.
And we met her crochet podcasting crew. So we met Lynette, Lene, and Joe. So yay.
That was impressive.
The fact that I have remembered their names for more than 4 hours is really, really great.
Yeah, viewers, not true. She's always does that, but it's still very cool.
It's very impressive.
Yeah.
So tonight, what we're gonna do is I still have the rest of my bag to go through because Stockinette Rebel over on Instagram was like, I haven't gotten to watch the last few days. I really want to know how the bag turned out, and so we're gonna go back through that. And because I didn't actually finish it with you guys, and then I also have I have a bunch of bags like this from my stash that are going to live with Q.
Yay!
So to let her turn into fun weaving funness all over the place. And so she likes to hear about all the stories that go along with the yarn. So we may catch a couple of those as well before we close out this evening. So Dean, would you like to share some stuff from today?
Yeah, I can share some pictures. So one of the things I did this morning was to all the labels that we printed last night for Q's fold-out cat things. I put them on this morning.
Oh my gosh, all of them.
Well,
So
Q was
many.
teaching a weaving class this
Yeah.
morning,
Yeah.
and so I was able to get everything labeled, and now they all have nice ball bands, and you can tell what they are,
Mhm.
and you could tell what they were before. Maybe.
I'm back. Okay.
Stop sharing.
Sorry, guys. Moments of awesome when my internet just stops. I don't know. We're gonna blame Dean's phone because that's the internet I was connected to. Okay, anyway, so I don't know if you heard any of those things that Dean talked about Q's booth or not, but yeah.
I think some of them at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Oh,
so.
good. Okay, Jess, your system. Great. So, yeah, the booth looked really good.
Yeah.
Did you get any pictures of the truck?
Yesterday. I took all my truck pictures yesterday.
I took some pictures. They should be synced now. Did I sync something today? Oh, this lovely guy came by and spun on my wheel, and he bought some alpaca, some cinnamon, from the truck as well.
Oh, was
we
that
got
the
cinnamon,
guy
yay.
who was
Mhm.
checking out? Who talked to us for a while?
Yeah, he was really nice. And then there's a couple of videos of me spinning, so you can see that I actually did spin today.
Oh no, that's not the guy who.
He's really nice. That guy was really nice. If you wanted to play either of those, you can, but
Which
it
one's
might take a
longer?
minute. The second one. They're 14 and 22 seconds. You can watch me make faces at people. Even better. I know, it's great.
Here, we'll share the screen and get your video. Hopefully, maybe it will share that. I don't know if it will do it or not.
I don't know if it'll play.
I'm not
It's
sure.
such a great face in general, I think.
It is.
You can see my spinning that's on there, and I'm sitting at the back of the truck in Q's booth.
Oh, here
Oh,
it
yeah. So you can see me spin away and, like I said, making faces at people. And then I'm gonna tear some fiber and do some pre-drafting
goes. And talking.
and talking. Lot of talking.
Yeah, we did do a lot of that today.
We did a lot of talking today.
But this is not a bad thing. We had good people to talk to.
Anyway, so there you go. That is the highlights of that. So, all right, bag of fiber. Let's pick one of these out of
Let's
here.
hear it.
All right.
So this is Katie choosing from a bag of fiber that she got yarn from
This is from my stash.
Yarn from
all
your
years
pieces.
past.
Yep.
All right. This is Lang yarn. It's called Happiness. It's a chainette style wool cotton. I believe it might just be cotton.
I
It's
just point out
cotton.
she's doing this by feel, y'all. I mean, there's no ball bands here.
No, there are no balls.
Yeah, she's just telling us what it is.
It's
by
this
feel.
lovely yellow color.
It's like the same as the wall
Um,
and the light.
That's a little bit of a problem, but we're okay with that. Yep.
It's camouflage
Don't
yarn.
make your wife choke shit.
You can just call that colorway like hotel lighting.
Colorways I will not.
I
be done.
believe the actual name of the colorway is Happiness, but
It's
no, the
probably
yarn,
not.
the yarn is called Happiness. The colorway I believe was like Sunshine Yellow or something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
was a very.
I don't remember the name
Yeah.
of the colorway. I'm sorry. I did. Hey, Jasper.
Jasper says hi.
Hi, Jasper. I love you and I miss you.
And I bought this yarn in 20.
It's more recent. I mean, in
What? 2?
yeah,
21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we did get a lot of boxes after we left. We
Yeah.
bought this yarn in 21.
Okay.
We went to the Tulsa Aquarium,
Mm-hmm.
aquarium in Tulsa, and we stopped by Loops
Yep.
in Tulsa.
Okay.
This was back when they had the shop off over by that mahogany
Mhm.
steakhouse. Yeah.
Now that's Dean has my kind of memory. He's like that restaurant.
Uh-huh.
That had wicked good
Well,
food. I
we
remember that
went
place.
for
We
our
went-
anniversary.
we went for our
Oh,
anniversary,
this time of
and
year.
yeah,
She bought this yarn about 4
yeah,
years
about
ago.
4 years ago.
today.
And so this we went to this really nice steak dinner at Mahogany Steakhouse. Anyway, and so I bought this yarn there. I bought several skeins, and I ended up making Alicia Plummer's campsite shawl out of this yarn, and it's in the bag of samples on the truck, so I can show it to you tomorrow.
Awesome.
But yeah, so this is what's left over from that shawl. It was a really cool experiment for me because it's a cotton yarn, and so it doesn't have like any stretch, and it's also a chainette, so it's a really interesting structure. So it's a tape yarn.
Yeah.
As you can tell,
It's just
a
like flat.
tube.
Like it's almost
Yeah.
like a ribbon.
Yeah, it is.
Jasper says they
They're
all have got
approximately 15.
boxes since Tuesday.
All for you guys?
No,
No.
13 are for
Yeah.
you.
Oh, wow.
We had 2 large boxes.
13 are for me, or
Yeah, he
okay,
said 13. of
I
them
know
are
I
for
ordered
you.
some things.
Yeah.
So
So so this yarn is really cool. There's enough here to do some really fun stuff with. Would you like to feel?
I would totally like to.
Yeah.
feel.
Okay. So,
Yeah. Ooh, it's so
Oh,
soft.
ooh,
But-
food,
and I-
food,
Yeah,
food.
you guys are in camera. So
Okay.
Ooh,
All
it's
right.
so soft.
The next one is this is the remnants of.
I know
It's
this one.
actually a pom pom.
It's a Jim's Lux.
This is Gems Lux, and it's a mixture of the leftovers from the brioche cowl that is on display in the truck that I use for my brioche class. So one side of it is one skein is this lovely coral color. So this is Gems Lux Bulky. And
Okay.
the little blue bits are different shades of blue, and they are all from the Apollo Bulky mini set.
I knew all of those things.
He did, because he talks about this all the time. So if you want to see that, that's also on the
Yes,
truck
I
in
know.
person. So that's really fun. And then so yeah, there's just like these scraps are super short. So
Because they're bulky.
because
and so
they're
it's like-
bulky and I used every bit of those
She won the yarn chicken.
yeah.
Yeah, you
I
did.
bought that one in
You find about it at the first Oxford.
no. I was knitting on I knit the brioche cowl while we were in hang on,
We're not going anywhere.
Townsend,
Tennessee?
Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
when we ran our last half
You
marathon.
knit that recently?
I knit that recently
Wow.
in September of 21. So yeah. That was
I guess so.
September of 21 was when I did that one. I knit that literally entirely like over like I don't know 3 days or something.
That's
No, the
impressive.
3 days that we were
it was
there.
quick,
Were you
yeah.
running?
No, I
the
mean, no,
time?
not while she was knitting
Okay,
it.
good.
Not while I was knitting, but I did run 16 miles that
Wow.
weekend. So yes,
We did the black bear double.
we did do the
Okay.
black bear
On
double.
Friday night, you do a 5K, and then on Saturday, you do the half marathon.
Okay.
So
And-
the one that's in the Smoky Mountain one, that's it's the national
Vacation
parks,
races.
vacation races. They do national park themes,
Okay.
and they're usually right around the national park. So this one was obviously in Townsend, which is just outside the park boundaries.
Yep.
And they literally bust us from
It's
this parking lot at the end.
6:45 in the morning. It's dark outside. They just bust you out 13 miles.
13 miles to
and they're like,
Maryville.
all right, run back.
Yeah, and then they're like here, and then they're
Maryville.
Maryville, and then we ran back.
Wow. Townsend also has a festival.
Yeah.
Yes, Townsend does have a fiber festival. It's where Briarwood.
No,
No.
Birchwood's near Chattanooga.
Birchwood.
Townsend actually has the Great Smoky Mountains Fiber.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
And it's at the
Great Smoky Mountains Heritage Center.
the
Yes, it
heritage
is.
stuff.
It's in
We went there. There's also a great little coffee shop in Townsend that we talked to about bringing the yarn truck to because Ellie drove to Townsend. So we
Yes.
were driving Ellie when we ran this marathon,
Yep.
Wow.
half marathon. So
Yep.
yeah. Anyway, okay. So those two, there you go. And then we'll do a couple more here. I bought this yarn at Knit Stop in it used to be in Carmel, Indiana. And I bought it. Colby and I went one day. He was like, I found this yarn shop. You want to go? And I was like, sure.
On a day when
Right.
Tabitha and I were working at
So
the
it would have been
residency.
like 2016, probably. And this is Malabrigo, and this is the fluorescent yellow.
Wow.
I don't remember the name of it's like light bulb or something. Edison? No, not Edison bulb. This is like light bulb or something like that. It's like it is yellow.
Bright.
It is bright.
Yeah.
I have knit a pair of. I got 2 balls of this while I was there,
Is it a hat?
and I did a hat. It's a pattern called Hollow Mont, and it's a really cool pattern from Expression Fiber Arts, and it's like a study in texture and like pearls and knits. Anyway, it does fluoresce. It will glow under black light.
Wow.
And you gave it
And then-
to Stephanie.
No, I still have the hat.
Oh.
I made a pair of matching fingerless mitts called Wandering Mitts, which I do love that pattern. It's a freebie. And it's a really good one for like learning to knit in the round or join up in the round. And then this was what was left over after those two things. And then I also used this yarn for making videos back when I was doing Redheads Unraveled videos when we moved to Muncie. Or moved to back to Berryville.
Redheads Unraveled, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda and I had a podcast.
That's awesome.
It was called Redheads Unraveled.
Of course it was.
Our little logo was a little redhead, and she
Yeah.
was awesome. And she's all wrapped up in her knitting. She had
Oh
knitting
my
needles
God.
sticking out of her
Very
hair.
like babushka.
Yeah.
That should never have stopped. That's awesome.
Life happened there.
Yeah.
All right. This one is my very first sweater.
Yep.
So this yarn was purchased. This is
Wow.
also Malabrigo worsted, which is the same as the other. Malabrigo worsted. This is the colorway Bobby Blue, the old colorway Bobby Blue. The new one is a little different than this, so definitely, yeah. Anyway, this is my very first sweater. I bought this yarn at Crafty Hands
Wow.
in Bowling Green, Kentucky in
2011.
2011, spring break of
We
2011.
went to Mammoth Cave.
We went and camped at Mammoth Caves, and
Wow.
we stopped at this yarn shop on the way into camp, and like we
This
got
was when
Starbucks
you-
and everything.
Like she started knitting in
I did.
2010.
Like the fall of
And-
2010.
And like 2011, the spring of 2011 was when you were like, I really like this. I
Yeah.
want to like do more.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I decided I wanted a sweater, so
And
I had the
she comes out. She goes
last
into the
minute
yard.
knitting group.
Uh-oh.
I was actually sitting outside at first. I don't know if I was calling someone or
Maybe I'm talking to your parents. or something.
something.
Anyway,
And I came, and then I was gonna come in
also
later.
I didn't have a job yet.
Yeah.
I didn't have a teaching job yet. Dean
I
was
in med
neck
school.
deep
I was on
in
spring break of
Oy.
med
in
school.
med school,
Oy.
and so I was still in college. I was on spring break
And
as
she
well
comes
from
out and
student
she's
teaching.
like, I think I want to make a sweater out of this yarn. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, cool. And she's like, it's gonna cost like I don't know,
It was like
$90.
$90. Yeah,
Like,
it really wasn't
was
that much.
not a lot of like
wasn't
sweater
much.
money.
In 2011,
But-
that's more money than it is now. It's still not insignificant amount of money. but
It was. I bought 7 skeins
Yeah.
of this.
for $90. That's
Yeah.
And
great.
this is what is left. And I have used this for many other
Yeah.
things after that as well. But this is what's left. And so this sweater is also, I knit it's the Hourglass sweater out of the Last Minute Knitted Gifts book. I don't remember the name of the author, but I knit it. It took me a year and a half to finish the sweater until the summer of the next summer,
Now
wasn't
it
it?
takes you
It was
about
right
12
before we
months.
left. Right before we moved, I finally finished the sweater, like moved away to Muncie.
Define that as a last minute gift strikes me as a stretch.
It
At the time, you did
at
not.
the time it's a straightforward stockinette worsted white sweater that
Okay.
you're supposed to knit on size 9s and I knit on size 7s.
understand.
The
all
thing
those
is
things
like
work.
incredibly dense.
Book
like-
is by Joelle Hoverson.
The book is by Joelle Herberson. Okay, there you go. Anyway, and so I definitely did that. And there's pictures of me knitting the sleeves of this sweater or the body of this sweater when we went to New York that
Mhm.
summer, where I got my call from my school where I ended up getting hired for my interview.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Like
great
he
moment.
called me like
While
they
we were
called
on the subway.
and I was like on the subway, and they were like, "Can you come and do this interview?" And so like we got out of the subway, we were walking the Brooklyn Bridge, and I was calling them back, and I was like, "Man, I really hope my cell phone signal doesn't drop in the middle of New York City." We went on a road trip with our friends Kyle and Savannah. We drove out. That was also one of the first years that we went. That was the first time we went to that place, the Kellerman.
Smith Mountain Lake.
We went to Smith Mountain Lake, number 1. We camped at Smith Mountain Lake in Virginia, which is in between where CZM Yarn and Tabitha and Colby live.
Not that you knew that at the
You
time.
did not?
No, we did not. But I remember going to the Starbucks that we go to all the time now in Lynchburg because, anyway,
like you do.
because I drive all these crazy places and I remember stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then we went to we went to the summer camp place that's featured in Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, it's Smith Mountain Lake.
Oh my gosh.
It's the resort.
No. Kellerman's is the name in the movie,
Yeah.
but it's not Kellerman's. It's
No, it's.
Oh my
I'm pretty
goodness.
sure it's just Smith Mountain Lake Resort, but
I
But
thought
we're gonna
that
find
was
out.
somewhere else.
yeah, I'm finding out.
Anyway, we drove through there because Savannah is a huge Dirty Dancing fan, and she got to stand in the
Mountain
gazebo.
Lake Lodge.
Mountain Lake Lodge in Pembroke, Virginia.
Yep.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah,
We
and
went
so
there.
The only reason we went there was because Savannah was like really into movies
Yeah.
and really into Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
And
So we
That's great.
drove to New York City. Mike and Amanda were living in that basement apartment in Brooklyn, on like a block over from the Brooklyn Museum.
Jasper said he's a super fan.
He is. He is.
So
He is.
a block over from from Prospect Park. They were
Yeah.
just off Prospect Park in Brooklyn at the time, and they lived in like this garden level apartment.
Yeah.
And it was before the girls were thought of.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So before the kids were thought of, and so yeah, it was really fun. But yeah, so we went and ate at Grimaldi's, and there's a picture of me standing in line at Grimaldi's because we stood in line for like an hour.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
At the Dumbo location, obviously. And it was in June.
Yeah.
So it was hot, but
Okay,
we went and yeah.
Sidebar: Grimaldi's pizza, really good.
Yes.
Worth an hour?
Not worth standing in.
Not worth an hour and a half in the middle of the day. It was
Wow.
actually fairly comfortable and really nice outside, and we
It's-
had a good time.
It's just one of those like, oh, you gotta go eat.
It's like the soup guy.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
So that was one of our trips to visit
Yeah.
Mike and Amanda then. So yeah.
That
Anyway,
was only like
okay.
our third time to visit.
yeah,
there.
it was like yeah. So yeah, this is super fun.
Yep.
And this
And
is
then later-
also my first sweater that I steeped,
Later
which
you
is a
steeped
whole
it. Yeah,
story
that was
about
nice.
Ann Weaver
Okay.
and how that's when I met Ann Weaver was
Okay.
at Vogue Knitting Live in 2019. I
8
there's
years between
8
when
years.
she made the sweater and when she steeped it.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So I had this sweater that was incredibly dense. It's very heavy.
Yeah, I bet.
And because it's a single ply worsted weight
Such a
yarn.
nice soft yarn.
And the thing is we lived in Arkansas for the most part. And then we moved to Muncie, and there's pictures of me sitting in the yarn store, like when we were setting it up, of me wearing the sweater too. Before
Yeah,
it was
Instagram
before it was a
too.
cardigan.
Wow, that's cool.
Oh, that's when you steeped it. I was wondering that.
Yeah, it was a pullover. And then so I signed up for this Steaking with No Fear or something like that class. And Ann Weaver was teaching it, and Plied yarn was also in its infancy then.
Oh my.
It was January of 19 when I took that
Yep.
class. And
Wow.
so she was talking about this really cool project that she was doing, and she was bringing out the plied yarns like in their like unlabeled states and like stuff like that. Yeah. And so I knit an entire sweater before I went to this class. It's a colorwork sweater. It's on the truck. It's called Moraine. It's by Tin Can Knits. The purple one,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, with all the color work on it.
Yep.
And didn't have the sleeves done.
You basically wanted to do a practice steak.
Yeah.
On your.
And so I had brought
first
this extra
sweater.
because I was afraid
And
I wasn't
then-
going to finish.
Wow.
And so I was like, I got scared at the last minute, and so I brought the old sweater that I had knit, my very first one, and I did a crocheted steek and I did a hand sewn steek. I did on each side, one on each side, crocheted on one side and hand sewn on the other. And I steeked the whole thing in class. It was an all day class, and so Amanda came in the middle, like because I had sat there and made sure I got all the way done, and I like steeked it at the very end. I was like, oh, so scary. And then I picked it up and I knit the button bands and sewed down this beautiful ribbon that's on the inside. It's in the truck. The sweater's in the truck.
I want to see it.
Anyway, and I got to tell this story last year at Eureka for because during Ann's intro, because it was one of her first classes that she really felt like she empowered a lot of people to do was the steeking class. So it was a really cool moment. Anyway,
that's wonderful.
so there you go.
Time for one more.
One more.
One more.
You know this one?
Is that the one I went to Webb's and got you?
This is the one you went to Webb's and got me.
When you went with Gold?
Debbie. So Debbie Bliss.
This is Debbie Bliss. Yep.
Olive something or
I
don't know. I can't remember, but
yeah.
So I will
It's
tell
just
this.
a wool.
I'll tell this one.
Yeah.
I
very exciting.
was actually going to Massachusetts
Ooh, that's
with
nice.
my friend Colby
In
and-
2014.
2014.
Yep.
No, 20.
Yep. No, it was 14. Because that was when Tabitha and I went. We took the dogs.
I think that's 17.
17?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, God.
Yeah. 2017, at the end of residency,
Yeah.
we were all getting ready to move away from Indiana,
Mhm.
and Tabitha went with Katie down to Arkansas
Mhm.
to take our pets down to my parents' house, and I went with Colby up to help him clear out a storage unit
That his family had
and that his
from his
family had.
grandpa.
And so I just went with him, and Katie knew that we were going to be, he's from Massachusetts, and so we were going to be pretty close to Webb's.
We had been
And
to Webb's
we had
before.
been there once before.
We had been there before.
And she was like, I really want this, and they have it there. Will you go and get it for me? And I went in and actually was pretty confident that I could find whatever it's a big place. They have a huge warehouse in the back. I just walked in, couldn't find it.
That's because it was in the back,
and it was
in the warehouse.
back. Like,
and so he had to ask for help,
Yeah.
but that's okay because he bought a whole bag of it, so he got the discount.
Yeah. It was like 10 skeins, right?
Yeah, it was like 10 skeins. I bought a bunch of it. Yeah, it was great. So I knit the Marine Greens sweater, 4-day sweater, still water out of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I couldn't remember the name of the sweater.
And I cast on that sweater the day that we left Muncie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I cast that on the day we left Muncie.
And you worked on it when we went on our trip out west.
On our big trip out west.
Yep.
Oh my
Our
gosh.
second big trip
17.
out west. Yep. So there you go. Okay, now you know several of our stories. So and that was just a small portion of the bag.
Yeah, she
and
can do this for everything.
A small
y'all.
portion of one bag.
Yeah.
okay, that one had a lot of memories tied up in it.
She
The
can do
blue
this for
yarn.
everything, y'all.
The
All right.
blue yarn definitely has a lot in it.
28
Okay,
minutes,
28
28
minutes,
days.
28 days. I hope you had fun.
Happy
Tomorrow
correcting.
we'll tackle the bag of
Oh yeah.
whatever's in the bag.